Coach Devin here. We are talking binge eating today. Do you do it? And simple ways to stop binge eating. Before we get going, please click the thumbs up down below and subscribe. Also, I've got some great free PDFs down below. Everything from Devin's Guide to Awesome Abs to getting and staying lean to a simple meal plan. It's all down below. You can gift to you. Feel free to go do that. It's in the description. All right, so binge eating. We have all been guilty of binge eating. I have too. Everybody does it sometimes where you're just, you've got a day and you're cranky or whatever the reasoning for it, and you turn around and you eat a whole bunch of garbage that you don't need to eat, and then you feel guilty about it and you've completely gone off the rails for the day. So how do you handle that? What do you do about that? And what are ways to make sure that doesn't happen in the future? Because that is really about it. I mean, sitting around and beating yourself up about the fact that you've eaten some junk food recently, or you went off and you ate a whole pizza by yourself, that doesn't help you. You know what I mean? You can't rewind. You can't fix what you did in the past. The only thing you can do is make better decisions for the future. So I have a couple ideas here that have worked for me in the past and have worked for clients. They're kind of simple and to the point, and I find that they are really helpful in keeping you from overeating and binge eating. Number one, first biggest thing, do not go to the grocery store hungry. If you go to the grocery store hungry, you will make some horrible, horrible decisions. It is akin to being in a bar and having a bunch of drinks, and at the end of the night, you're looking for somebody to take home. Those things happen because your inhibitions are down. You're drunk, you're a little bit horny, and next thing you know, boy, everybody looks good. That's something you do that is just not a good idea. Obviously don't have too many drinks at a bar. You're probably not going to go home with somebody that you ordinarily maybe wouldn't go home with. Same deal applies when you go to the grocery store. If you go to the grocery store starving, all kinds of things that you don't normally buy or you aren't actually into will seem very appealing. The reason they seem appealing is the grocery store has spent thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars on layout, on how they put that store together. The products in the store have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars figuring out what to put on their brand so that you are more attracted to it and you'll say, hey, I want that. So they are guaranteeing that, or trying to find a spot where you are weak. And when you're weak, then they've got you. You know what I mean? So this is the trick. If you're hungry, you go to the grocery store, you will make bad decisions because you're hungry. They'll catch you at a weak moment. You'll buy stuff you don't want. Then the problem is you take it home and then you eat it because it's there, or you eat it on the way home because you're hungry. I had a client once that he would go to the grocery store to buy something, and next thing you know, he's coming home with taters every single day. You don't need to come home with taters every day. What you need to do is not go to the grocery store hungry, and if you don't, then you will not buy things you don't want. It's as simple as that. So number one, don't go to the grocery store hungry. It's a simple and easy fix to make sure that you don't turn around and buy some dumb stuff. Number two, don't buy the stuff that you absolutely love at the grocery store and take it home and put it in your fridge or in the cupboard. I'm an ice cream fan. Love ice cream. If I have ice cream in the house, the likelihood is I'm going to get up in the middle of the night and have some ice cream. Because I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. In the middle of the night, I'm definitely hungry. I'll get up and I will have something to eat. You know what? Or if I'm tired or in the middle of the day, whatever. If I know that ice cream is there, I probably am going to get into that ice cream at some point. That's just the way it works. And that's life, and it's normal. You don't need to beat yourself up over it. But the trick is just not to have it in the house. If there's no ice cream in my house, I can't eat ice cream. I actually have to get ready, go in the Jeep or whatever to go get the ice cream. That's how that works. So if you don't have it in the house, if you haven't bought the stuff that you really, really love, then guess what? You're much less likely to do dumb things and eat it when you shouldn't be eating it. And then it comes into the and binging and overeating, or, just eating it consistently, 3 or 4 days in a row, and you're blowing up your calorie level because of the fact that it's there in the house and you can get into it. Look, I like ice cream. My trick is always, if I want ice cream, then I will go out and get the ice cream. Right? So I have the ice cream. I'm not saying you can't have ice cream. I'm not saying you can't have whatever nachos or whatever your thing is. You can have that stuff. If you have it in the house, you're going to eat it. So don't put it in your house, and you will be in a much, much better position. So the biggest trick there is the biggest things on these two things, the first two, obviously. Number one, don't go to the grocery store hungry. Number two, don't buy things that you absolutely love, because then you will cheat on yourself and your diet with those things you absolutely love. So those are the two big ones for me. And number three, and it's actually an easier one than you think, quite often you're thirsty, not hungry. And I often tell clients, listen, you're hungry at night, you're like, man, I'd like a little something to eat. Drink a glass of water first. Just see if you're thirsty before you're hungry. People often nowadays, you haven't had enough liquid in the day, you're feeling a little bit parched, but you don't really realize you're feeling parched. Sometimes you're actually thirsty instead of being hungry. So it's a simple one. Drink a glass of water. If that glass of water you need to put in, I don't know, Mio or Crystal Light because you don't like it as much, that's totally cool. Do that. But drink that glass, give it 10 minutes, and see, are you still hungry? If you're not hungry at that point, then you're in a much, much better position to get yourself where you want to go. So you want to make sure that you aren't actually thirsty rather than being hungry. And you'd be surprised how many people actually are in that ballpark. They're actually thirsty, they're not hungry, and if they just drink some water, they feel much better. So try drinking some water. That is a simple trick, especially in the evening. See if you're actually where you want to be, if you're actually hungry. And then my last tip, number 4, and this is like a bonus tip for you, have some things in the house that you can eat that are lower calorie, that are better for you. So I'm a fan of like popcorn. If you go get low fat, low salt popcorn, pretty good. If you make your own popcorn, even better. But get low fat, low fat and salt popcorn, and go eat some popcorn. You don't need to eat a lot of popcorn, because what's nice about popcorn is a lot of chewing, a lot of, you feel like you're eating a lot, but you're not actually eating a lot. Drink a big glass of water, have a small bowl of popcorn, you'll feel like you've had a lot, and you really haven't put a lot of calories into your body. And that's a very simple trick to trick yourself into thinking that you're going to get something when you're really not getting a lot of calories. And this is the name of the game. You're trying to minimize the stupid stuff like binge eating and eating half a tub of ice cream, or eating, an entire bag of chips or whatever. Don't go to the grocery store hungry. Don't buy that stuff and take it home. Drink some water, and then have some popcorn at night. Those 3 things will cut down on the calories you ingest in a day. You will be surprised how many calories you cut down. It's quite amazing. And obviously, and one little extra at the end, watch what you do alcohol-wise. Alcohol is an interesting one because, obviously there's calories in alcohol. People sometimes forget that. If you're going to have a drink that is lower calorie level. You just Google that stuff, like vodka and water, lower calorie level. You drink some wine, higher, beer, even higher. Pay attention to what you're putting in your mouth, liquid-wise, when you're drinking alcohol. You don't need to have 4 beer. You can have 1, or have a lower calorie beer, something like that. If you cut down the calorie level, and then, of course, if you've had some drinks, you may binge anyway. Bad things can happen, like I said at the beginning, when you're drunk, or you've had a little buzz on. So, you know what? Simple stuff like that will cut your calorie level down. It will stop the binge eating, or cut the binge eating way down. If you cut the binge eating way down, you will get a lot farther ahead, because all you have to do is save a few calories every single day to see market results. It's just the way it is. Check out down in the description. I've got some great free PDFs for you, everything from my guide to staying lean to awesome abs to a great at-home workout. You can download them there. That's my gift to you. Have yourself an amazing day. Don't fight the awesome.